Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Neil Haley Show. You can check me out on Twitter at Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley Facebook, LinkedIn Neil Haley, Instagram Total Tutor, Pinterest Neil Haley, and Google Plus Neil Haley. And I'm excited to welcome the program Dale Noelle of True Model Management. Dale, thanks for calling, and how are you?
Thank you for inviting me, Neil.
Dale,
fantastic.
Your story, as I was talking to your PR firm, is so amazing. But again, you were involved in this fashion industry from the beginning. When did you know that was a love of yours and you wanted to be part of it?
Ever since I was a little girl, when my father was manufacturing clothes for all the stores, I used to design my own dresses. I would take what clothes I had and cut them up and dye them and add rhinestones and paint on them, and I would wear them myself, sell them to some friends, and I just always loved it. And when I graduated from college, I decided I wasn't going the fashion route. I was going to go more the business end, and I got into sales. So selling all different types of products, and then I wound up in sales in the fashion industry, and that's what actually led to modeling. I never really thought I could be a model. I never thought I could be a model, and I didn't really think that fashion designer was the way to go for me. I liked it as a hobby, styling and designing things, but I went for the business side of it. But when I was traveling on business trips and in showrooms and selling the clothes, everyone would come up to me and be like, "Oh, will you model for us? Are you one of the models? Oh, the clothes are big on you. Can you try this? You should be a fit model." I just heard it over and over. I'm like, "Oh, I have no interest, really. I don't like having my picture taken. I'd rather be the photographer. You know, I love my job." And then there were a couple of influential designers that talked me into calling two of the top agencies in the world, and I'm like, "I'll call," and they're going to laugh at me. But one agency invited me in to meet me in person. I said, "Oh, I could do that. I'm not going to mail my photos in, but I'll come and meet you in person." And I got a contract on the spot, and the next day, it was my first day. It was, an unusual story. I got like Calvin Klein, The Gap, Victoria's Secret, Drake Crew, and Pepe Jeans. And they were like, "Whoa, there I go!" And then I had to quit my day job immediately, and it just kind of flourished from there. So,
interesting.
It was like the rags to riches story, but it was just me being myself. I didn't know exactly what I was doing when I started. But that's how it all began.
See, that's interesting, starting, you said, in fashion and then selling and then getting involved in modeling. So when did you start modeling? What age?
I was about 20 years old.
So that's pretty late, right, in modeling, correct? Mm-hmm. That's very late.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, luckily I looked a lot younger. I looked younger, and also my bread and butter was the fit modeling industry. Although I did shows and print through fit modeling. I wound up getting jobs in that, but my main business was fit modeling, and that you can be a little bit older, you could be a little bit shorter, you could be a little bit, larger than the runway model.
Yes.
So it was perfect niche for me.
So describe that difference between fit modeling and, you said, that runway modeling. What's the difference that you have to be in certain, I guess, height, weight requirements, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's very different. And over the years, though, the boundaries and the requirements are broadening. So in my heyday, it was that the runway models were a 0, 2, or 4, pretty much was the largest. And in fit modeling, the standard size was 8.
Okay, all right.
So there was a difference in that, and the runway models were all 5'9" and taller. Most of them were around the 5'10"-ish height, and in fit modeling, they didn't want you over 5'8", so it was like 5'7" or 5'8" was the sweet spot, and they wanted very long and lean for runway, and they needed more of the average person that was symmetrical and had very well-proportioned body, because fit modeling, you're representing the actual customer who buys the clothes.
Okay.
And for runway, you're like the inspiration and the muse of, what all the designers fantasize about. So it's not always so real, what you see in the magazines and on a runway. But that's one thing that's really changing.
See, that's interesting when you talk about that. We wouldn't know that. I would not have known the difference between a runway model and a fit model. So a lot of the ones that you see, like in Target or different places, those are fit models. They're not runway models. They couldn't be.
Actually, a lot of those, if you're talking about like the catalogs and commercial print type
Yeah.
things, that's even another division of modeling.
Oh, wow.
All these different categories and divisions. And fit modeling is actually behind the scenes. The average consumer doesn't usually see them. They work with the fashion designers.
Oh, wow.
Designers for the aspects of the measurements of the clothes. They work with pattern makers to work on the shape of the patterns and the clothes. And they're literally, they're wear testing garments.
See, I never knew that. So you need people to fit the clothes. You don't use mannequins. That would be hard, right?
Mannequins also, and a lot of the dress forms or the body forms are modeled after actual people. And there's a whole thing with body scanning now, and the models, so the clients have like an exact replica of their model. And this model that's a fit model or a fitting model, they need to verbalize how they feel, how the garment fits, use their knowledge of the competitors in the industry to say how this design or this fit compares to how they fit in another company's garment. Say it's a classic jean fit. Like how far from your waist is it sitting on your hips, and how tight, and how much compression or how much projection in certain areas. So they get very technical. So they're talking numbers, shapes, feelings, and so they're really a part of the whole design and production team.
See, that's fascinating. I would never have known about that. And so there are different types of models, and you never know why is it they need a specific for fit modeling, because you have to have an ideal size for clothes. Is that kind of? I'm still trying to figure that. Yeah.
It's the size and the shape. Basically, historically, fit models used to be female fit models used to be size 8, and male fit models were size like 40 suit or a 34 pant. Nowadays, different companies fit on different sizes. Some might fit on a 2 because they have, their median average customer wears size 2. Some of our clients fit size 12 women or size 50 men because, they're fitting a different demographic. The high-end, very chic designer that sells mainly in Japan and New York and LA, like their fit is different than, middle of America fit. So they have to find people who represent the customer and basically, try the clothes before they get to the store to work out all the kinks and make sure that they're as close to perfect as they can be to fit a myriad of different body shapes and sizes. So the garments have to be well balanced. The fabric has to move.
Yes.
It has to drape nicely, flattering. So they're looking at these models before they go to the store so they can try and keep the most the majority of the clients happy, the customers in the store.
And that's interesting. You said that the majority of the customers happy. So there's like one size. So you were first starting as a runway model and then moving to that other level as a fit model. What was the decision? Because again, then it's a different type of skill set, right? There's definitely a different type of skill set. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was originally hired to work with all these designers for fit modeling. So I had like the perfect proportions that they were looking for. And I had the technical knowledge from working in my dad's factories, and I was a production manager, and I had my own line in college. So I knew a lot about clothes, and basically I got hired for that first. And then in my entire career, I only did maybe 2 runway shows, and I was the shortest girl. It wasn't super high fashion. So I did very little runway that's notable. But I did do print modeling for things like posters in stores, underwear boxes for the Republic, hang tags for Calvin Klein. I would since I modeled the fit for the jeans for Ralph Lauren and Calvin Klein and a lot of the others, they use my shape to show it in the stores. Like, this is how your classic should fit. This is how this should fit.
Yeah.
I did that type of print, and a lot of it was not completely recognizable. Like, I was the J. Crew body for the swimwear and the intimates for a while, and, you know, you didn't even see my head or that it was me. It was showing, like, how they fit in the catalog. So that type of print is what I did for a while, sprinkled in, but still pretty much my everyday, all day was, like, fit modeling. And then those owners, designers, like, you look great in the clothes. We want to show people how they can really look and not, like, a thick skinny. Because when I was my busiest is when the Kate Moss, like, waist look, and all the models had very little upper chest, bust, and didn't have much curve. So even though I was super, like, I was slim and, like, athletic, I had a little bit more curve, so they like to show that.
Gotcha. So if you said I want to become a fit model compared to a fashion model, and you see that, is it good to understand the runway business at all, or is it more, what makes a great fit model, in your opinion?
A great fit model, number one, I would say, as with many things in life, is the positive mental attitude and the willingness to be open and work well with teams of people. You must have the measurements that the clients want, and you have to be born with, or maybe you can work out to a point to get the right shapes. Someone might come into us and they might be a little flat on the backside or something, so we can set them up with trainers and nutritionists to be like, oh, we want you to be your healthiest you, and if you just did a little bit more exercise here, that would be the better shape that's more marketable. So, like, you have to be born with most of it.
Gotcha.
And we can tweak it a little bit if that's really what you want to do. But if you're a very asymmetrical body, like left to right, if you've got like very thin thighs or something compared to the rest of your body, you'll probably not be a fit model. If like you're even simple things like a calf, if your calf muscle is too big and it's much bigger than the average person for your size, you're probably not good for that. So there's only so much you can do. But say, my bicep was always a little small, so I always had to lift weights for my biceps to make sure.
Interesting.
Things like that, you could tweak little things.
Here's a question. What kind of money do fit models make?
Fit models is a good niche. The good thing about fit modeling is, since you become an integral part of the team and your feedback is really important, if you give the correct feedback, or not correct, but it's the same as your customer saying, like, you try it on in a fitting and you're complaining that, it's sitting too low on my waist and, it's too tight or too loose here, and the customers have the same thing. They were getting a lot of returns for that. And your sell-throughs, basically the clothes that are modeled after you, sell well and don't return, you're very valuable to the company. So in return for this, and since it's so hard to find those exact proportions, the body shape, the average fit model makes about $250 an hour.
Okay.
And that can go up from there for the very experienced ones, and less if they have no experience and they really.
How many hours a week do they end up working when you get $250 an hour as a fit model?
Well, there are plenty of them that literally work all day long, just back to back. They get 10 to 20 minutes max in between appointments.
All day, wow.
And then they start when the business day starts. And when I was working, I worked all the regular business hours plus a lot of overtime and weekends, but that's not so typical.
Was it seasonal? Was it seasonal, Dale?
Like the 6 to 9 to 6.
Was it seasonal with making that kind of money, or was it always busy? Like how acting is.
Fit models they use all year long.
Wow.
If it's a small company and say they only do swimwear, or a company that's small and only does fur, or something like that, it might be seasonal. So there's all levels of fit models too. It's like the busy fit models get busier, and there's 10 jobs for every hour.
Oh my gosh.
For the busy fit model, everyone wants the one who has all the best clients. So there's a great disparity.
I gotcha.
Just because you fit well for one, you might not get all.
Right.
So a a lot of the fit models feed off of the extra work of the busy model. So you might have a fit model who only works seasonally. You might have one who only works once a week. You might have work every other week. So there's no pattern, really.
All right.
The one pattern that holds true is the busy ones get busier.
All right, Dale, when we get back, I want to go into your true model management and also talk a little bit about some of your stories as well and some of the stuff you're doing philanthropically. You're watching The Neil Haley Show and listening to Total Education Network live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Bethel Park Studios. We'll be back in just a moment.
I brought out a show on the radio about 5 or 6 years ago to try to share a lot of the information that I run across on a weekly basis with clients, and to share those experiences and the knowledge gained from other people's either mistakes or the correct decisions they've made and their successes, and to try to share that with the community so more people could benefit. So we came over and met Dave, and it was real easy. He said, there you go, are you ready? We're very lucky to have this and the resources over here, where it would be quite expensive to try to produce a show like this elsewhere. Bethel Park TV is offering it to all of us. I hope this grows a lot, and I hope a lot more people do take advantage of this. You're missing out on a marvelous opportunity if you don't. It's really a free gift for you to be able to share yourself and your experiences and what your value is with others at low to no risk. Anyone who's considering doing a show, come on out of your shell. Come on over here. Dave's very gentle, very nice. He'll help guide you through this. If you make mistakes, he'll edit it out and record it over, so don't worry about saying something wrong. Just come over and share what you have with others. Just be yourself, come over here and let other people see who you are, why you're here, and who you're trying to help and what you're trying to say. It is that easy.
We're back to the Neil Haley Show. You can check me out on Twitter at Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley Facebook, LinkedIn Neil Haley, Instagram Total Tutor, Pinterest Neil Haley, Google Plus, and also on Periscope at Total Tutor. And I'm with Dale Noelle. Dale, now let's kind of go into specifically how long is a fit model's career? Because you talked about how important it is to be a certain size and weight and stay that way. You don't have a long career, do you? Unless you really can stay in the right fit for that fashion for the company. Like you lose something, gain a little weight, build a little too much muscle, or anything happens. What do you think of the life scale of a model in the fit modeling industry? How many years do you think?
Well, Neil, that's a very good question. And you'll be surprised to know that fit modeling is one of the categories of modeling that you can do for many, many years. I fit modeled for 20 years.
Oh, wow, 20.
Mm-hmm. But there's models out there, one in particular I'm thinking of, that started in 1969, and she's still working today. So she's
going to different types of style, right? Yeah, in that time.
That's the beauty of the fit modeling. It doesn't really go so much by style. If you can keep
your size,
well-proportioned body,
oh my gosh,
stick to one of the sizes that they fit on, you might have been, when you started in your career, do all junior, like teenage type of clothing. But as you age, your clients may change, and then you're going to do a more mature, Missy type of fit. Or, you're very athletic and now you're doing Mother of the Bride or something. And then there's some that in all these years, their body is, as crazy as it sounds, like almost the same. They might have
That's amazing. Yeah.
But like their body stays fit and they still have that shape. And
well, wouldn't you be motivated a little bit? Dale, I'd be a little motivated if I'm making $250 an hour and work a pretty good hours and be able to make a great living and work with amazing people.
Yeah, it's definitely a great motivator.
I mean, to say, okay, maybe I shouldn't have that chocolate cake. Or, and so, and I know one of the things you're promoting, and then I want to get right into true model management, but I wanted to go into the whole body wellness, because there could be a lot of issues with fit models, right? Because some of them, it's difficult to maintain that weight, right? And maintain that specific size. And it can become challenging for them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, some people really, really struggle with it. And for me, the whole body wellness, it really starts in your mind. You know, your body really does hear what your mind tells it.
Yes.
And if you have that mental attitude and a sense of balance and happiness, and not always striving to be perfect, but that you can be a consistent, happy, and healthy version of you, that's most important. Granted, there are some women, usually more than men, may fluctuate naturally a little bit more. Honestly, if you are one of the ones that naturally fluctuates, you know, whether it's that time of the month, or like you eat one thing and you blow up, like you probably aren't cut out for fit modeling long term. You know, we should try it, but you'd have to see. Because I have some friends that, you know, work out, do all this, they're doing everything right, and then, like, I don't know, the hormonal imbalance or something, and, like, they're change sizes all the time. I have to say I was lucky that way. I mean, I was always very healthy and athletic, and basically I had to try hard to stay the same size, but when I was determined and I did it, my body didn't play tricks on itself. You know, like some people's bodies play tricks on them. So it really depends.
It depends on how many kids you want to have too, right? If you have a lot of kids, that fit modeling's not going to last forever. How many but you're a working mother, so how many kids?
Children, and they look.
You have 4. Wow.
They were 20. I mean, some of these women are unbelievable, and some of the male fit models that I know have been doing.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
They work out, they eat healthy, they sleep right, and they still look phenomenal.
Let's see. I wouldn't have thought about that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's pretty much you have to have discipline to be a fit model for sure. You have to want to. Yeah, because you know many women and men in this country are not disciplined when it comes to working out, staying fit. So that's one thing. The second thing is being able to work with other people. And the third thing is basically being a team player that's willing to put that input into it. Understand the modeling business, understanding clothes, because they want to know how you think it fits, right? They want to know how you, does this feel comfortable to you? Is this something you wear out, right? So there's lots of feedback, so not just working together, but having the knowledge of what works and what doesn't work in fashion, right?
Yep, and then definitely the positive, cheerful, positive attitude, cheerful disposition. They have to be easygoing. That's one thing that we really strive for at True, and my team is so phenomenal. They're all, the highest integrity. They work hard. They're very professional. And when we look for models, we don't look just for models to be beautiful and the perfect size, which you need to be for modeling, but ours are like role models too.
Yes.
We like to include
That's great.
People who are philanthropic and help others, and it really it affects the teamwork that all the models have with their clients too, because many of these models spend many hours every week with their clients, and it has to be someone who's genuinely nice and likable and wants to help the team and not be a diva.
Yeah.
So
flexibility as well is an important thing. So tell me how you why you decided to found True Model Management and to kind of define what that business is.
Well, the founding of True was somewhat organic. Ever since, I would say even my first year of modeling, and I was with a major agency, I was just always a natural connector, and I had an overflow of work all the time, so I was continually seeking friends and friends of friends and clients to try and find substitutes for myself, and I always felt like there's enough work to go around. Let me help and train someone else, to take my job. And I would pass off a lot of my work to a lot of other people. I would get other models into different agencies of my agency, and I'm like, oh, I'm friends with the people at the agency. Let me introduce you. And I did the same with pattern makers, designers, just helping people get jobs. And I didn't really think about what I was doing. That was just me. And so from the beginning, everyone's like, Taylor, you should be a manager. You should be an agent. Why are you running your own agency? And I was like, oh, no. I'm just going to do it a year or two, and then I'm going to go on to another business, different career, or I just didn't think I would have such a long life. I was preparing for the next, because I viewed it too like modeling. It doesn't last long, So what happened was in around 2000, in the late 2000s, I'm 2008 actually, I was starting to find more friends' work that really wanted me to manage them. So
okay.
It was very unofficial, but I do the billing for them. And
right.
In 2010, it was really later on, 2010-ish around, that I was diagnosed. Well, first I found out I was pregnant unexpectedly, and then I got married a month later, and then I got cancer the month after that.
Oh my gosh.
When I got cancer, then I was kind of sizing out of my fit modeling jobs from pregnancy. They're like, all right, you're going to the hospital, you're not going back to work. And I'm like, what? No way. So it was kind of at that point that
you had to move more into management. Yeah.
Let's just book them.
Exactly.
I've been asking for it forever anyway. But I really didn't know until 2012 because I didn't know what was going on with my health, and I had a baby, and I never skipped a beat. I was, in the hospital.
No, not at all.
Doing work all the time, and I had a manager already, and then I started hiring more people because we were getting busier. So I never stopped, but it wasn't until 2012, the end of the year, that I made the decision, like, okay, you know what? I really like the people at True. I love the people I'm meeting and the contributions we're making to the industry.
So let's go for it.
When it was like, okay, we started a new True business, and went for it with contracts, and really started the business.
Fantastic! I can't believe we're running out of time already. A great story for sure, Dale. I have daughters, and I might have to bring up that whole fact. If you could, this could be a pretty decent little industry to research. So, best place you can find information on you, Dale, and learn more about you. Where can we go?
You can go to our website. It's True, TRUE, model, MODEL. There's no S on that, so it's singular. .net, NET. So it's truemodel.net. You can find information there. You can find us on Instagram at True Model MGT. And we would love to hear from you. I'd love to meet your daughters. Yeah, there's so much diversity in the modeling industry now that, there may be a niche for most people.
Well, what about for a 6'10" guy for big and tall? Is there an opportunity for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is. Actually, please come to the office. Big and tall is one of our growing divisions.
You're kidding me. Okay. Well, I'll definitely reach out.
At all. And sometimes guys say I'm big and tall, and then they come in and you're not big enough.
Well, I'm 6'9.5", 280 pounds. So, you know what it is. But it's not. It's proportional. So, good talking to you, Dale. I'll reach out to you, and we'll see what next. Something that might lead to something. I never knew that. But take care, and thanks for calling.
Thank you so much, Neil.
Take care. All right, bye-bye. You see you, bye-bye. All right, that was the Neil Haley Show. Take care, guys. Go to my website, totaltutor.net, and hopefully neilhaley.com. And we will talk next week. Good day, everyone.